What's up, y'all? My name is Erica. I'm one of the digital editors here at Rare Radar, and tonight we'll be interviewing an artist by the name of Kai Colors. He's an artist out of Kansas City, and he just dropped an EP called Colorman Red, so we're talking to him about that, about his Kansas City roots, all the things. So, by the way, if you just joined me, my alarm clock sounded off randomly, so yeah, but we're just gonna act like that didn't happen. So for all you know, this is the first time I went live today. So yeah. So thank y'all definitely for joining and tuning in. Definitely welcome. Hello. Yeah. We're just gonna act like that didn't happen. We're just gonna act like that didn't happen at all. So definitely weird, but it's okay. Hello. So yeah, so we're interviewing Kai Colors tonight. Definitely excited for this. It's one of my I haven't done a on our radar interview in a minute, so definitely exciting. Let's see. Hi, Jess. What's up, Claudia? Hey, there he is. We'll invite him up to join. 1 second. There we go. There we go. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. How you doing?
Good. Thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. So, just to get things started, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for people who may not know who you are?
All right. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kai Colors, aka the Colorman, coming straight out of KC Mo. Yeah, I'm 23. I'm a recording artist. I also produce for myself and others. And I love what's going on in St. Louis right now with the creative scene and music scene. So it's dope to be involved with y'all on this. So thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you. So like you mentioned, you are from Kansas City. So talk about what it was like growing up in Kansas City and how that shaped who you are as a person and as an artist.
Well, growing up in Kansas City, I say it's pretty divided. It was growing up, I seen a lot of the division between, whether it was race or, the economy where people lived and, what gentrification, redlining, was going on in our city a lot, and other things as well, crime, violence, school system, jank. All the schools are closing down. They opening new jails. So, I guess seeing that a lot growing up shaped me, that side. But there's also a plus side to it. Kansas City has a lot of upsides to it, like our sports, like the Chiefs, Roy, coming from a background of losing so much, and then finally getting to see the light of day to be winners and champions. So seeing that, and as time went on, I can't say our community here has started to work together more for sure, just as time went on. So up until today, so yeah.
So what is the Kansas City music scene like, and how do you feel like that shaped who you are as an artist today?
I feel like I got to see it firsthand take off, besides myself doing what my accomplishments, but I started to see it take off with other people here. For example, Roy Fresco, D-Walk, NB58. It's a lot of people who got recognition outside of this city, where it brought more light and attention on us. Sleazy World Go, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of those artists brought a lot of eyes and attention to this city. So
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So when talking to artists, usually artists talk about people who have influenced them or people who made them want to do what they do. So who was the person or what was that moment that made you decide like, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to make music. I want to be an artist.
Yeah. So early on, I always been into music, you know. I say around kindergarten, first grade, I wrote my first rap. But I would see my uncle and my cousin produce, like make beats, right? On FL Studios. That's the program they would use. So as I got older, I really wasn't into beats. I was more so into the writing and the rapping side of things. But until like my 8th grade year, junior high, that's when I started getting to making beats. And, you know, they were not good at first at all. But, you know, the more I got comfortable with it, I began sharing it with my friends and you know, classmates, everybody else, you know. The first moment where I was like, okay, that's all I needed. This is what I'm going to do. I had reached out to Hit Boy. I had DM'd him. This was like my 15th birthday. I just had started, me and my homeboys, we had just bought our first mic and started using it. So recorded one of my first songs. And I had sent it to him and he just said, keep going. I didn't think he was going to respond or nothing, you know. I didn't understand how big somebody was or not, you know, the level. But to see him reach back out to me and say that's all I needed. That's all the fuel I needed to be like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you said something which, you know, I feel like a lot of creatives have gone through, which when you first start with something, it probably will be trash, you know? So I feel like I tell people this a lot too, because I wish somebody would have told me this when I first started out and what I do. Like the first time you do something, it probably won't be good. And that's okay. It doesn't mean you're not meant to do it. That doesn't mean you should stop. If anything, that's any indication that you should keep going and keep getting better. Yeah, for sure, for sure. So who do you listen to in your free time? You know, when you're not making music and when you're listening to music, you know, on your own, who do you listen to?
I try to keep up with what's going on today, you know, but my regular playlist, and I don't make playlists, I just like, I'll hear songs I like, you know, I listen to full albums all the way through versus playlists. But I just recently got into playlists, so my day-to-day, it'll be a lot of, like, older music, you know, from the early 2000s to from that to the 80s or the 70s, you know. If I hear I like it, you know. It may inspire me. It may motivate me. I might just like the song, but I just really love music, so it doesn't matter the genre. If I like how it sounds, then yeah. I guess that comes from just producing, sampling, getting the weird sounds and stuff. Then like my upbringing, I got a lot of older family members that would play soul music, you know, and that just led to me digging more into it and then expanding on it. So
yeah. Well, since you mentioned sampling and that, you know, you've been producing and making beats, what are your thoughts on sampling and things like that? Because it's kind of 50-50 how people feel about it. So what are your thoughts?
yeah, I feel like, you know, I got so much respect for hip hop purists, you know, because they understand like we need a sample. Like this is how this was built. You feel me? So like I guess I always been into sampling since I was just hearing old school music. You feel me?
Yeah.
And to see that music became hip hop, you know what I'm saying? If not already was in a sense, like I don't see why it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I'm also learning a lot more about the production side of things where it's like you don't need a sample, you know, you just need your creativity. So I mean, it just really depends on what you feel is best for you. You can't really sample that good, you know, then but you can make a dope melody, you know, or do all the other things, bring all the other pieces in, go ahead, do it.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself ever though to feeling like, oh, I want to sample, but I can't sample because, you know, this, that, and the third. Or, you know, if you want to start getting into music theory, trying to play stuff and, you know, actually make the beat, play the notes and stuff, don't be afraid to do that either, you know. It won't hurt till you try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So switching gears a little bit. So in 2015, you dropped your first album, Milk is Nasty. So how do you feel like you've grown since then until now as an artist?
Got you. Okay. So my first project, it was called 2000, like 00.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. It had 'I'd say 4 songs on there. Right. These are like my first songs I recorded myself, made a beat to, and just doing it for fun. And that led to me, you know, performing at my high school and stuff in front of at assemblies and things like that. So that music had gotten taken down. 2017, I actually did put out my first full-length project. That's Milk is Nasty.
Oh.
That was Milk is Nasty, right? So eventually I started, you know, having issues as an artist. Nothing major, just me being indecisive. So I took it down, you know, not too long, probably a year later I took it down. It didn't take off how, you know, I don't know how, at the time, I don't know how I'm going to make this music stuff work. So I'm thinking, damn, this might not even be good enough. So I take it down, you know, but so that did gain a lot of attention for me, you know, and, you know, that just showed me you can't really take that for granted when people actually loving your music and you starting to get fans, you starting to get supporters. Like, they loving that music that you putting out. You can't just toss that in the can like that. So eventually I built my love back up for it. It ain't really left, but it's just like, you know, you're your biggest critic. So, yeah. So once I got more comfortable with the project, I definitely got convinced to put it back out for sure. So that I feel like that definitely allowed me to get more comfortable putting out more music, you know. So yeah.
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 Yeah. That's good. So fast forwarding to today, you just dropped an EP, Colorman Red. So how did you come up with the concept for that album or that EP?
Well, initially I was working on a project called Chroma.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's still in the works, don't get me wrong, but a lot of pace started picking up on certain tracks that I was putting out, whether it was like my numbers or people just starting to pay attention, you know, whether they was from a label, from you know, just somebody in the industry or just somebody like probably an athlete or, you know, in the entertainment business or et cetera, et cetera. It just started gaining more attention that I wasn't so used to seeing all the time. Like, damn, y'all like this song for real. You know what I'm saying? That's just social media. Yeah. Immediately, I heard Phil Collins, right? I had that I had ready for Chroma. I made Phil Collins last year. And the initial reaction to that was, you know, this is fire, you know, and that led to me starting to build more connections, travel more, you know, do the music. So meet new producers, meet new artists, you know. So now I'm in a position now. I just recently partnered with 2 companies, Venice, they're a distribution company, LVRN, that's a management company. So,
congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. So I guess as that was picking up, the idea of Colorman Red started to form, you know, as more of a concrete idea to lead up to me actually putting out Chroma. You feel me?
Yeah.
Still expect the full-length project, but I appreciate y'all tapping into the EP for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of Phil Collins, I checked out the visuals for Phil Collins. It is fire. So how do you come up with the concept for your visuals and stuff like that?
Thank you. Thank you. For that video, well, let's start by this. Uh, Shout out to my creative director, man, Ken Do. He's been shooting my videos. He's been shot my first video ever. You know what I'm saying? Uh, then today, fast forward, you know, he's helping me draw up these ideas to execute these visions I'm having. But this time we brought in real ghosts, which, you know, they were shooting a lot of Lil Baby, Da Baby, and a lot of other artists' and stuff. So it was like, okay, as this song is picking up momentum and it's at this place where it's like, damn, a lot of people fucking with this song and waiting on the video, who should shoot it? You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, we didn't know. We shot a video to it already, you know, and then eventually the thing with the partnership had happened, and then we had got in touch with Real Goats, and then come to find out, you know, they was interested in shooting it. Shout out to Shaq, you know what I'm saying? So then that just happened like that.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. It's fire. Like I said, I really looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. This is really good. So, what is your favorite song on the entire project? Like, out of all the songs, what do you feel like is your favorite?
Oh man, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to say In the Darkness, you know. Yeah, In the Darkness, like I felt like that came from a pure place, you know, whether regardless of, you know, how somebody perceived that song, like that came from a real place. And I made it 2 years ago.
Mm.
Uh and I seen how much it, you know, gravitated towards my peers, you know, my friends, you know, when they first hear, you know, my boy got a tattoo of a lyric from the song on his arm, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like to see him do that is like, that's my favorite song.
Yeah, I bet after all that, I bet.
Yeah. So shout out to Zay, man. Heavy Zay. He's also like one of my photographers too. So yeah, when he did that, that solidified it for sure.
I bet that is support to the degree.
Hey,
That
unbelievable.
support.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you mentioned earlier that you're getting these partnerships and you're traveling and you're meeting different people. So what is one of the biggest lessons you've learned while traveling and meeting people in the industry and doing your thing?
Um, if you can, you know, be there on time, be early, you know, be prepared, be ready. And by being prepared, you know, be extra prepared. You know what can happen. Something might not work when you get to the studio, or, you know, something might not pop up in a presentation when you got to show people something, or you might not, your phone might be dead. You can't whip out your phone and show somebody else stuff. You know, just find different ways to just be prepared, be ready every time, you know. So, yeah, I say that's my biggest advice.
Okay. That's good. Listen, I can say the same thing. Be prepared, be over prepared. Like you said, you can never be over prepared for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. So, what would you say you want your legacy to be when it's all said and done? What do you say you want your legacy to be?
My legacy. I like to keep things simple. You know what I'm saying? Because who knows what my true purpose is in this life is. You know?
Yeah.
So I just take it day by day, and I can say I want my legacy to be, you know, I accomplished what I sought out to do and said I was gonna do, and I did it, and you know, and I just kept it 100% myself
Yeah.
the whole time. So
Yeah.
yeah, while doing it, yeah.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So what's next for you? You have the EP, you have the singles, the visuals. What's next for you? What can people expect?
So with this EP releasing, this is a part of a series of EPs. So they be expecting more to come from what we doing with Colorman. Uh, expect more visuals. I know in the past, I haven't put out a lot of visuals, but when I do put out a visual, I make sure the work is put in and the effort is put in. You know what I'm saying? So that my fans, when they see it, like they like, yeah, this that shit. He cook. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him
Yeah.
cook. Yeah. So for sure.
Okay. That's
Well, I'll say, yeah. In the past, last year I only put out 2 songs. So just just expect more music consistently. Consistency my biggest thing this year. So just expect to keep seeing what we doing here. Stay tuned.
yeah. Yeah. The word of the year is definitely consistency. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you.
And discipline.
And discipline. I was just talking about that to somebody about that literally the other day. Like, discipline is the key, because that'll get you everything that you want. You just gotta have the discipline for it. So I'm with you for sure.
Right.
For sure. Well, Kai, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us for a little bit. Yes, no problem.
This was dope.
No problem. So go ahead and tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can check out your music, all the things.
Y'all can find me at Kai Colors. That's everywhere. KYECOLORS. Shit. More music on the way. Shout out to Red Radar. It was a pleasure being on here. Can't wait to come back. Danielle, correct? That's how you say your name?
Erica. My name is Erica.
Oh, Erica.
Yeah.
That's your last middle name?
Yeah. Erica Danielle. Danielle's my middle name.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on this show. I hope I come back soon.
Of course. Thank you. And thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you follow Red Radar. If you are not following us, make sure you follow us. We have a lot of good things that we're tapped into. And definitely stay tuned, because we got a lot of things. Until then, peace out, y'all. Bye.